It's Monday, August 4th. In the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness orders Heart NSTA Trust to mobilize training for unemployed youth. Brittany Clark crowned Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2025. In regional news, in Trinidad and Tobago, renaming and removal of colonial symbols in Port of Spain. And in sports, Jason Holder relishes West Indies' win against Pakistan. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has instructed the Heart NSTA Trust to step up its outreach efforts and work directly with communities to identify and train unemployed youth across the island. The directive comes in response to recent data from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, which estimates that approximately 50,000 Jamaicans are currently unemployed. Of that number, around 25,000 individuals of working age actively seeking employment are believed to lack formal skills. Referencing the large number of young people who remain unemployed despite Jamaica recording a historic low of unemployment rate of 3.3%, the Prime Minister describes it as a loss to the economy. Speaking to the broader challenges facing job seekers, Dr. Holness notes that many young people remain in their communities, either unaware of available training and job opportunities or disillusioned by past rejections. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, is taking extra steps to make sure its data collectors can reach every household, including those in gated communities, as it rolls out the 2024 Jamaica Survey of Living Conditions. Statin says it is ready to tackle one of its biggest challenges, getting past the gates. Speaking during a Jamaica Information Service think tank recently, Director of Statin's Field Services Division, Philone Mantock, indicated that proactive measures have been implemented to ensure seamless access for interviewers. Starting August 4th, Statin will begin its National Household Survey, targeting 12,000 homes across all 14 parishes. Ms. Mantock says the process should take about 4 months.
So it's usually done within the summer. And as I said before, it's running for 4 months from August to November. We may have a little spillover into December if the numbers are not what we want, but they are asked to obtain consent from the respondent to respond, and we encourage them to respond. And if it is that the person says, I don't want to talk to you today, our interviewers are trained to make a second visit because maybe I've got you at a bad time.
But access to gated communities has often been a roadblock in the data collection process. The Statin director says formal household letters have been sent in advance.
So the ones with the households that are in gated communities, we reach out to the Strata Association, the property managers in general, but we're imploring persons because it's difficult, because when the interviewer gets there, it's an automatic gate, the security guard is not receptive, so sometimes what they do, even though we've contacted the strata to let them know that we're coming, they cannot wait to see somebody going in and they introduce themselves because they are assigned a certain number of dwellings per ED. So within that gated community, it may be they need to get to 3 or 4 households. So it's not everybody.
Each selected location will only see 1 interview per household. Persons are encouraged to participate.
The permanent staff, they're branded in Statin shirts. The contracted persons, they will have their IDs. So everybody is instructed to have their IDs around their necks because they have a lanyard and present themselves well.
Now in its 36th year, the Jamaica Survey of Living Conditions is the country's main source of information on how Jamaicans live, from income and education to housing and health. The results will help guide national policy and programs aimed at improving life for Jamaicans. Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, says 10% of motorists who renewed their private vehicle registration in the first 10 days following the launch of the electronic motor vehicle registration certificate platform have done so online. Since the EMVRC system went live on July 21st, a total of 23,466 transactions have been processed, with more than 2,300 motorists choosing to complete their renewal through TAJ's website. Under the new system, motorists are no longer required to visit designated tax offices to collect a physical registration certificate or sticker. Instead, upon successful renewal, they receive an email notification with instructions on how to access their EMVRC. Eligible users may renew their registration up to 90 days before the current certificate expires, or within 11 months after it has lapsed. Under the Road Traffic Amendment Act 2025, a new 24-month registration option is now available alongside the existing 6-month and 12-month terms. The introduction of the EMVRC is part of TAJ's broader push to modernize tax services and enhance convenience for motorists. Miss Kingston and St. Andrew Festival Queen Brittany Clark is the Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2025. The media and communications professional, who is also an on-camera talent for the PBCJ, received the coveted title during the grand coronation held on Saturday night, where she was officially crowned by outgoing Queen Omalora Wilson, Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2024. Ms. Clark also dominated the sectional awards, walking away with titles for Most Congenial, Most Poised, and Most Popular on Social Media. First runner-up honors went to Miss St. Catherine Athiabert Gentles, who also captured the sectional prizes for Best Performance and Best in Gown. Miss Clarendon Ravine Kildare was named second runner-up. She earned sectional awards for Most Active in the Community and Most Culturally Aware. Just in case you missed it, here are some highlights.
I am she, proud and bold. Who can find a virtuous woman, they ask? I am she, not just in quiet strength, but in bold steps, proud voice, and unwavering purpose.
In the hills, I spread so bright, so women of Jamaica, oh what a sight. Beauty, brains, bubbly, brave, one can make we, and no mistake. Women of courage, resilience indeed, and we must succeed.
These knots you see aren't just fashion. They are messages in action. History curled with precision.
My little bum a while, oh. My little bum a while, oh. My little bum a while, oh, while, oh. Wait, and me wanna come for see? My might a late, but me reach. One thing about a Jamaican woman, she broad and bold. Some can run like Shelley and Fraser. Some can sing like Marcia Griffiths. I shall sing as long as I live. And some like me love the mix-up.
Aye. Welcome to Art of Love Mechanic, where we get it, pulley, fix it, give it back to you brand new.
Ringtone, shoot it up. Out of many, 1 year, a sweet jam down. Almost 63, tell what I run wrong. Come a whole a reason what I want in our land. Make we hear the hot topic from some musician.
So you don't know a queenie bashment, queen of the dance hall, inside the dance hall, once again, twice again, and forevermore. Alright, about now, never true, number one, but who know? Una ready? Una sure ready? I am a queen, the dance hall queen, the mix-up queen, the real queen.
I had to see you.
But me no mad. Them say me mad, but me no mad. Them say me mad, but me no mad. Me just a dance 'cause me glad.
Dear God, please make me into a bird so I can fly far, far away from here.
Every day I rise on a prayer. Esteemed jury, I stand before you today to proudly present closing arguments in defense of the Jamaican woman. The charge, being unlawfully confident with no license to conform.
Breaking news reported that several countries have banned the selling of brand Jamaica, stating that the island is too proud and bold in their black, green, and gold. Stay tuned, JCBC-FM.
Them know how we sell brand Jamaica, but on me, say we little, but we tell. And on me, say we have to sell brand Jamaica, so you hear that junior, selector. CLO, pan Jamaican thing. If you buy from we, then you do the right thing. And if you feel a true, but a dance and sing. And if you feel a true, but a dance and sing.
Your Honor, members of the jury, this is the case of Britain against Jamaica. Now, the prosecution will contend to you that my client is unstable, too scarred, too scattered, to ever stand alone. But with the greatest of respects, Your Honor, Jamaica is not lacking. She is legendary. So maybe what the prosecutors need isn't more evidence. Maybe what they need is to feel it.
Roche, rot and roche, Ja, Rastafari. Yes, and by rat poison. Powder for the Russians. And if you want, but you don't want nobody know, just wink.
The Miss Jamaica Festival Queen Competition, a signature event of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, celebrates empowered young women who demonstrate cultural awareness, leadership, and a commitment to community and development. Time now for the business report.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Investors are keenly watching the companies listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and the mixed bag of financial results for their most recent quarter. Lasco Manufacturing Limited unaudited financials for the first quarter ending June 30, 2025 reports a 12% decrease in first quarter net profit. Then Lasco Distributors Limited unaudited financials for the first quarter ending June 30, 2025 reports first quarter net profit of $303.95 million. Iron Rock Insurance Company Limited unaudited financials for the 6 months ending June 30, 2025 reports 6 months net loss of $31.42 million. Knutsford Express Services Limited audited financials for the 12 months ended May 31, 2025 reports a year-end net profit of $236.95 million. For the trading period ending July 30, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Alternative energy provider Wigton Energy Limited with 27,270,945 units traded, representing 31.61% of market sales volume. Cigarette distributor Carreras Limited with 11,224,536 units traded, representing 13.01% of market sales volume. Gas station operator Regency Petroleum Company Limited with 6,769,041 units traded, representing 7.85% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On July 31, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $48.85 million purchased and US $55.29 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $2.16 per dollar, selling the US at $161.25 and buying the US at $159.09. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders $1.59 per transaction, with selling at $116.74 and buying at $115.15. The British pound yielded Forex traders $8.51 in profits, with selling at $216.52 and buying at $208.01. For our credit report tip of the day, rebuilding your credit can feel painfully slow, but it's a step-by-step return to financial power. It's frustrating when the effort doesn't match the speed of the results. You're making payments, you're disputing errors, you're applying smartly, but the score creeps up inch by inch. Yet, what waits on the other side of that slow climb? Benefits. That includes lower interest rates, access to business capital, and more financial options. When you're rebuilding your professional life and your financial life after the age of 45, from financial recovery to financial resilience, it can be slow and sometimes soul-wrenching with its frustration. And this is especially true when you're a professional woman over the age of 45 trying to pitch ideas, attract funding, stay relevant, and still carry the weight of past money mistakes, family obligation, or burnout. I know this journey too well. Pitching feels like a never-ending cycle of proving your worth. Finding team support, like dating all over again with high risk and even higher disappointment. And getting the cash you need to hit those meaningful life and business goals feels like trying to catch the wind. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to. It's worth it. Every setback, every no, every lonely moment, every tear has value when you are walking toward your financial comeback. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, from the renaming of part of Oxford Street in honor of Pan-African leader Kwame Ture, to the removal of the Christopher Columbus statue from Independence Square, Trinidad and Tobago's City Council is making bold moves to reframe the historical narrative and honor those who resisted oppression. Mahala Joseph Wharton has that story.
Ladies and gentlemen, a name is a powerful thing.
With this in mind, the mayor of Port of Spain, Chinua Allen, announced two major changes: the renaming of a portion of Oxford Street and the removal of the Christopher Columbus statue from Independence Square.
The Council of the City of Port of Spain has resolved to rename a portion of Oxford Street from Argyle Street to Charlotte Street, Kwame Ture Way.
He explained the significance of this decision by the council.
Kwame Ture was born at 54 Oxford Street, a site recognized by the National Trust of Trinidad and Tobago as a heritage site. He was a monumental figure in the American civil rights and Black Power movements and a titan of the global Pan-African movement.
The mayor also had this announcement to make.
The Council of the City of Port of Spain has taken the decision to remove the statue of Christopher Columbus from Independence Square and to make it available to the National Museum and Art Gallery for display.
During public consultations hosted by a cabinet-appointed committee in Port of Spain in 2024 to gather input on the placement of statues, monuments and signage, many called on authorities to remove the statue. The council will also form a committee to rename the square, and an artist collective will be commissioned to design a new monument, one that honors the victims of genocide, slavery and colonialism. Mayor Allen said monuments and place names are not just markers but tools used during colonization to assert control.
Restoration and repair requires that as we ensure that the yet-to-be-born revere our ancestors like Kwame Ture, we also ensure that they learn our colonial history in its most appropriate historical context.
The mayor said these actions are part of a wider commitment to what he described as a long journey toward restoration and repair. Mayor Allen thanked the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago for keeping the message of emancipation alive. Mahalia Joseph Wharton, TTT News.
Guyana and Suriname are working hand in hand to position themselves as a twin destination, offering adventurous retreats focused on shared history and experiences. Last week, the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana and the Suriname Hospitality and Tourism Association signed a memorandum of understanding. More news from Newsroom Guyana.
And if you were to look at the topo map of Guyana, you would see all the crow's feet on that map, many of which are permanent waterways, but a fair number are seasonal as well, and are only flowing waterways during the rainy season.
Whether it's an adventurous retreat for group travelers or a boat ride to see the majestic islands of Essequibo, the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, FAG, and the Suriname Hospitality and Tourism Association, SHATA, are collaborating to promote these products globally. A team from SHATA, the Suriname ambassador to Guyana, Lizelle Blankendal, and the Guyana Tourism Authority, GTA, on Wednesday visited several of the tourism products in Guyana's Essequibo. The visiting team explored Fort Island, where the rich history of the Dutch in Guyana was highlighted, and experienced both countries encountered. With a trip to Baracara Falls, also known as Whitewater Falls, the visitors trekked into the wilderness before discovering one of Bartika's many gems. Egon von Freudl, SHATA's chairman, said cross-promotion will be part of the efforts to promote the tourism product.
We're going to see how we're going to cross-promote. We talked about going to trade shows together. So if we will go to the World Travel Mart as an example, or to IDB in Berlin, we might do it under the umbrella of the Guyanas, where we bring the three Guyanas under one umbrella. So that's really the foundation of what this trip is all about.
A memorandum of understanding, MOU, was signed between the two associations this week, forming the cross-border tourism products. Given the exploration of the islands along Essequibo, the chairman said SHATA can better promote the products. Freudl also said French Guiana will be part of this collaborative tourism approach. He also said the aim is to promote Guyana's tourism products and build a strong partnership.
But I think that the relationship is a very healthy relationship. You know, there is no friction, there is no jealousy, there is no competition. You know, we look at it as one unit, you know, and now after this trip, we will look at it even deeper because we made a lot of friends.
Guyana's tourism sector is being heavily influenced by the growing oil and gas sector, but a major setback is lack of knowledge about these products, amenities to support a boost and financing. For this reason, several tourist operators, namely Evergreen Adventures, are improving their accommodations at Baganara Island. The Suriname ambassador to Guyana, Blankendal, told the newsroom that she is impressed by the operators and their efforts to meet demands.
Suriname and Guyana, we have a lot of similarities. We have a beautiful country, beautiful nature, and I think that sharing this specific product together, we can let the world know about Suriname and Guyana, and also boost our tourism, make sure that people know who we are, what we have to offer, and create at the end of the day also jobs for our local people.
Cross-border investments are significant for improving the business landscape of countries involved. Reporting for the newsroom, Lizina Yearwood.
In sports, defending champions Frazier's Whip FC and Cavalier SC have booked their spots in the final of the 2025 Jamaica Women's Premier League following decisive semi-final victories on Saturday at Constant Spring. Frazier's Whip FC sealed their place with a 2-1 win over Los Perfectos FC in the second leg, completing a dominant 7-0 aggregate triumph across both games. Earlier in the evening, Cavalier SC secured their final berth after holding Arnett Gardens FC to a goalless draw. The result was enough to advance them on a 4-0 aggregate following their commanding first leg win. The highly anticipated final is set for next weekend with Frazier's Whip, where they'll defend their title against the strong Cavalier side in what promises to be an exciting showdown. The third place playoffs between the two semi-final losers and the final will be played on August 9th at Jamaica College. Following a man-of-the-match performance that also saw him becoming the West Indies' leading T20 wicket-taker, Jason Holder said he hopes their victory over Pakistan can give the team a much-needed boost.
It was a breakthrough moment for the West Indies men's cricket team, snapping a 9-game losing streak to level their T20 series at 1-1 versus Pakistan. Needing 3 runs from 1 ball in the final over, Jason Holder scored the winning 4 runs in a match where he became the West Indies' leading T20 wicket-taker on 81.
Just a complete day for me, and one that I would definitely relish. Just proud of the boys, man. We fought right to the end. It was probably a little closer than we wanted, but at the end of the day, we got over the line. It's a little bit of both. I still didn't think that we did well enough to negotiate their spinners in the middle. They've obviously plagued us in this series so far, so we need to do a better job of turning the strike over and also finding the boundary. I think a lot of times in these past 2 games, we've found ourselves behind the 8 ball and trying to catch up at the back end, and we've been able to do so to a certain extent. But I still think we need to negate some of the damage a little bit early on in the game and try to kill the game a bit earlier.
The all-rounder said he hopes this result can give the team some much-needed confidence.
Look, I think it's a combination of a few things. We've not played well in the last couple of weeks. And look, we haven't had momentum, we haven't had luck. But, having said that, I think hopefully this game should hopefully turn things around. It should give the guys some confidence. And we need confidence. We can see that when we play, we probably lack a little bit of confidence. And I think that goes with momentum. So I think if we could get some momentum going now, even into the ODIs, it would put us in good stead. But look, it's not rocket science that we haven't played well. We know we need to improve, but having said that, I still think we're doing a lot of things well. So I just think we just need to find ways to put together a complete game and be a little bit more confident, a little bit more expressive.
Holder mentioned that there is still much room to improve for their series-deciding match on Sunday.
But today I think we could probably take the game on a little bit more, be a little bit more fearless. I think we're just allowing the Pakistani bowlers to settle on a line of length, and we're not able to negotiate the ball or manipulate the ball into the field. So I think I would just love to see our batters probably play a little bit more fearless, not reckless obviously, but a little bit more fearless and try to put the pressure back on the opposition. Having said that, I thought the bowlers did an outstanding job, even in the first game. So I think, as I said in the post-match presentation, that from the Australia series we've seen some positives as well. We probably haven't put together a complete game with a complete bowling performance, but all in all there's been a lot of positives. So we just need to continue to get better, continue to understand our plans, continue to understand our strengths, and try to get better with our weaknesses, and I think we'll get there.
Adrian Nazar, TTT Sport.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.